Thank you for everybody being on time and joining us for our 7th grade EWI. Review of the norms and roles. Being on time, be prepared, stay positive, solution-oriented, kids can do it, and our students. Determining roles, characters, and Anderson of facilitators, Farmer, timer. Bratton, you got notes? Cleary, you're on the behavior committee, Lynn's on the attendance committee, and Walker is coursework. So student A is review. And so here we go. Student A, let's take a look. Referring teachers are Evelyn Farmer Johnson. Timer started. Positives. Student smart and always has a positive attitude when coming to class. We look at the issue, coursework. Hey, look at that. Behavior has dropped from last time since our follow-up. Some of them out of the reds, is that correct? And looking about the same.
They flip-flopped.
They flip-flopped, yeah. So we're not seeing the improvement in coursework. Any changes or newly observed patterns? Evelyn, since last meeting, students started to become less motivated and said the point sheet is over, so I don't have to try anymore. Farmer is completing more work, still has a lot to finish, pressuring them during advisory, is more aware of behavior with point sheet. Johnson's input, academic motivation and asking for help are increasing, occasionally disruptive if they have a bad attitude at the beginning of class. Often turns it around within a few minutes of being redirected and ends the day well. Details of innovation. Scheme is good peer tutoring, works temporarily, has had a point sheet with admin. Student says they are done, so and they were not told about it.
Real quick, just remind, I don't know, did we have the SEL data put in for him? Have we already talked SEL data with him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you, okay, perfect. Okay.
so it needs more positive praise, allowing to correct mistakes, and encourage to explain their answers. The SMART goal was to increase classroom grades up to a C or better by the next follow-up, which is today. We've had our meetings, point sheet, let the point sheet drop.
Looks like he got 2 of his grades out.
Languages, primary language is Spanish, so you have any book?
I don't see it.
You have any?
Home
languages.
Yeah.
It says Spanish, and you look at his state scores. He scored a 105, and then went down to 90 on his state from 5th to 6th. So, whereas math is 705.
I know his reading ability is kind of on the
Yeah,
low
but he's
side.
articulate enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys see him in class. I don't see him.
Yeah, so
I don't notice that when it comes to his writing.
Okay.
But I do.
Good, no problem.
he doesn't like if he
I
does, he doesn't
do
stand out for
Okay.
others. So.
What seems to be working, the point sheet did seem to be working.
Yeah.
I'll chime in with the point sheet, because he's my child. He comes in every morning, he hangs out with me every lunch, and then after school as much as he can. Once he got his big reward, he decided that was a big reward. He didn't want to drop that and not do it anymore. So I've since had a talk with him as of this morning. He should have been bringing it around this morning, but I'm going to reset that point sheet piece and find a motivator that's going to make him drive toward that again. And I think that's where the ball is dropped with him right now. He is well aware that in the next 2 weeks he has to fix his grades because he's going to deal with my wrath if he doesn't. So you should see a difference in grades at this point. Is that it started out with the behavior, and that seems like that has turned around dramatically. And so now the focus will be the coursework.
He started to self-advocate for himself, so he will remove himself from situations he feels are not successful for him.
And he is, he's a student that if you have a relationship with him, he does not want to disappoint you. So if you need more assistance there, just build that relationship.
What's our time for 1 minute? 1 minute. Okay, so Dan, where am I supposed to put the new interventions in?
So we're going to transition to put them all under the same, so up one. We'll put them all in that, right into that one, and we'll just continue that list. the one below will be for SEL interventions.
Okay, so what do you want me to put in here? This one right here?
Yeah,
Point sheet.
yeah, I think continue with the point sheet. Are there any other interventions you guys can think of that are gonna push him, or is that was the big?
That was the big one. I don't know how to get the language arts and the social studies in.
He comes late to my class
What period?
first period for English language.
It's second period.
Second period social studies.
And if he doesn't start off with us,
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, so
correspondence is his hardest.
what are your thoughts? Because I check with him so frequently anyways. Do you want to try to hold the point sheet? I'll reset it. We'll keep it in my order for now, and I'll fix the target piece of it. Yeah.
they just they run to class and they're like, oh, I forgot my point sheet. And then they went, like,
Okay.
that's how I said, if you do that, I'm like, you target every time.
All right. Let me, because one of his other issues on his data was 36 targets. So that did pop up as a new red area. So let me put that as a goal on his point sheet. So we'll do point sheet. So I'll update the point sheet and add an extra goal.
Okay, do we need a follow-up for this?
I need to do a grade follow-up, but that's not something the team has to do.
Okay.
So.
Anything else? We can move on to the student B. Referring teachers, Pinion, Johnson, Green, and Anderson. Student strengths is very quiet, polite, and quiet in social studies. Has written a good essay, very polite. We do not have a champion for this student. Does anybody wish to, or have a relationship to be as champion for this student?
I think I have a pretty good relationship with him.
Green?
Yeah.
Duffy, did I see your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. First time we've discussed this student, so coursework, wow, single digits, low double digits on coursework, no behavior, no discipline issues. Tardies are a little up there, they're in the yellow zone. Attendance is fine though, so a little bit on the tardy side. So it's mostly academic is what we're looking at. Observations from referring teachers' opinion. Comes and doesn't do any work. Will on occasionally talk to other students and will distract others from working. Johnson usually does not try very hard, usually prompted to get materials out or start writing an essay answer.
Easy answer.
Wow, not really. Anderson, minimal work, seems to be a lack of understanding of instructions. Green, he has seemed to stop trying in class. He will participate in class discussions, but he does not put much effort into his classwork. He is usually unprepared for class, no homework, and has much incomplete work that he takes home but does not return it. Okay. So, common theme is lack of effort in class. Interventions that have been tried: preferential seating, sitting next to peers, and chunking of lessons. SEL findings.
Yeah, so he showed lowest scores in engagement and sense of belonging. And so those interventions that I listed are about building those relationships with him, say the end of class to build community with student affirmations and peer-to-peer recognitions of good deeds and behavior, and then plan out classroom time to connect. Like small group lunches was one of the ideas, like invite a few kids. He's also an ESL kid, and so Trujillo and I are gonna meet with him together, just to make sure that there's not some misunderstanding there with the social emotional piece. Yeah. So I think he feels disconnected from a lot of.
Is that low sense of belonging with his peers or adults or both?
It's an overall sense of belonging.
Okay. Because in class he does socialize and he has interactions with his peers.
Yeah.
And they're positive interactions with his peers.
Yeah, and I've seen him. So I see him at lunch.
SMART goal. that student B will increase in-class work by 50% by next follow-up. Does that sound reasonable? For our goal is 50% of the classwork in class?
Pick up the same line.
You can do the work.
We've got to, yeah, we can do it.
You can do it.
So, yeah, I think, I don't think 50% is an unreasonable request at this time, because he's totally capable. The work he has done in science has been good. Johnson, you said his writing has been,
He chose to do one of the hardest assignments and did well on it.
yeah.
So then we need to get him in tutoring to get his work caught up.
Get them a folder, get them a planner, all the kids do that.
We'll hit them with 50%, get them there, and then we can move them up.
Yes.
New interventions, is this,
Talk about, reference your sheet now, and how are you going to achieve 50% or more work completion out of this student?
oh. Okay, so if we've tried every one of these in tier 1 or several,
So C1 before next school tutoring? Yeah, definitely one.
I honestly don't know if I can give a legitimate intervention other than what I've tried with the tier 1s in my classroom, because I have not found what motivates him. I have not found what makes him tick. So I'll be honest, I don't know if really throwing him in tutoring is going to be the solution. We can try it, but is that really, are we just grasping at straws and guessing without knowing?
And I was going to say, can we use that more with the idea to do a parent talk, but have a wraparound with the student, the parent, and you guys to find motivators, and revisit it to see what kind of ideas we can come up with.
Looking at the time frame, we've got a week and a half left in the semester. Some of these interventions may be what we need to revisit, like week 1 in the beginning of the next semester, to try to get him to come to tutoring so he doesn't continue to get behind and he stays
We
ahead.
have a fresh start.
But if we can get a motivation, kind of plan
Okay.
out now.
Right.
So
Okay.
tutoring, starting second semester right away. So that's, yeah, C1. And then finding that motivation that, or is there something going on we don't know about? You know, some at home that we just
Yeah.
don't know, because we have not checked.
I mean, in my class, everything that gets turned in is absolutely no work,
Yeah,
including tests.
that's across the board, so,
Yeah,
okay.
and that's the opposite of what I saw at the beginning of the year. He actually did work. And this, within these last 4 weeks, that I've seen like slowing down. He's still trying.
So, what I don't want to do is just start throwing things
Right.
at
Put in there
students.
that, so
we don't without-
you guys are going to, okay.
You go.
So there, so I'll put you down, and I put it under B, the behavior tier 1 for extrinsic motivators, so you'll know what that means. Before and after school tutoring, is that who's gonna take accountability on that piece? Calling home and trying to set that up.
Who's his advisory teacher?
Sorry,
Oh, Arthur. Okay. All right, I'll reach out to her to try to have her try to set this up.
to set up what?
The
He
before
is
and
in
after
with
school.
Emily though, Osborne.
He is, yeah.
Be interesting, she has a relationship
Well,
with Emily.
I tried to talk to her about that, and she, because of her, she's not a Spanish speaker either.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
that's where
Fair
you're
enough, fair enough.
Yeah, so we're.
Okay.
Okay, we went way over on student
Yes,
B.
sorry.
That's fine, I mean, we
Okay.
gotta be thorough about it. Okay, we good on student B. Student C, referring teachers are Pinion, Bratton, Eveland, and Walker. They all 4 core classes, good observation. Student strengths is pretty quiet, very respectful and friendly, liked by all students. Champions, we do not have any champions. Would anybody like to take that? Anybody have a relationship
Yes.
with student C?
I guess I'll take it.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
okay.
I have a good relationship with her. I don't get a lot out of her.
No,
She's
it's
always
fine.
very.
Well, I mean, I get along, but I can't really communicate.
Yeah.
She can
Only
come
one
in and
end.
communicate with her.
Only one eye.
I don't know if this is
I-
appropriate, but
and
Trujillo
I
is
know
meeting
this.
with her often. So I don't know if we can include her, I don't know how it would work, but that's
I
up
can't
there.
put the little character up there.
So you can put Trujillo as a
all
champion possibly. or-
164.
Okay, keep moving on here. We are here. Let's look at the data. It's coursework again. Fairly double digits. Pretty decent in ELA, but math, science, and social studies are all barely double digits. No attendance issues, tardy issues, or behavior issues. So strictly academic. Observations in the classroom from Evelyn has been motivated more on getting assignments done. The quality is still low even when copying. Her sentences are a mixture of English, Spanish, and nonsense. Bratton, Pinion, and Walker will talk to Spanish speakers and play around with them, but will not do any work. Does not ask for help, doesn't try very much, and doesn't turn in work. Work that is turned in doesn't make any sense. Concerns over possible LRA needs. Osborne is the ELL. She is not progressing at the same rate as ESL peers. Has been in the ESL program for 3 years. Interesting. Okay. So interventions that have been tried: preferential seating, moving to the front of the class. For peer partners, so allowing to sit with bilingual students, also given language supports, redirection and check-ins for short intervals, assignments chunked and modified are the classroom interventions that have been given. For the SEL findings,
So her lowest scores were in grit, and then the next lowest was in engagement. With strong social perspective taking, try to understand their teacher's thoughts and feelings. Obviously, if language is a piece of that, then that's a problem. And then students with strong self-efficacy believe they can do a good job on their work. And then so hers was grit and engagement as well. So grit, keep trying when things get hard. Students with grit will keep trying when things get hard, and then students who feel engaged are attentive and invested in school and classroom environments. Since she was low in both of those, one of the interventions that was mentioned was having the student name a challenge by thinking of something that stops them from doing their best, making a plan to beat that challenge, and share the plan so that she's kind of like held accountable for like what her goal would be, especially because you're saying that she has been a little bit more engaged with trying to get some work done. That might be a good one for those classes where she's doing that. And then save the end of class to build community. This was the same as the last student with positive affirmations and good deeds and stuff like that. And also she's in a social emotional group with Ms. Trujillo that she's running once a week that I've been going to. And so I'm getting some engagement from that and trying to understand her a little better. So what motivates her, we're working on that right now. So I will share as that becomes more.
2 minutes. So what are we looking at for then a SMART goal for student C? It's all academics. We've been pushing for that 50% of in-class completion. Is that something?
Well, we could, because what I've been working with her is, like, I want less but better quality.
Right,
Okay.
more accuracy.
Yeah, and I'm using a lot of
Yes.
sentence frames and starters and menus.
Okay. So how can we
So I don't know how to turn it into SMART goals.
So the 50% work would be fine
But there's
with a better accuracy,
Okay.
of the
with an
50%
improved accuracy.
or considering less 50% of the work done, but say 25% more accurate?
Okay,
Is that?
5%.
Yeah, that was gonna be mine.
Well, we'll just see it in, like, what Elon said is that when she does write, it's a mixture of English and Spanish, and the nonsense when you translate it, you're like, why are you talking about dogs? This is the Hunger Games. What's going on here? So we'll just be able to tell her in her accuracy just through the clarity, and does her ideas make sense? Like, is she
On
slow?
topic.
Yeah, on topic.
See, I'm concerned. Today, we were reading copies of our textbook. I was able to help her, go with her to find it, and I have another Spanish-speaking student also help her. And right there, what she needed to write down in English, and I wanted her to write it in English. She wrote the first 4 words in English. Then she started writing what I assume Spanish. I'm not super great at organizing it, but I mean, from what I can tell, there were words. But then it started like getting to almost no way this is like a word or anything like that. So But all it was copying from a book. So that's why. I don't understand and where it's not
Accuracy would be
translating.
easy to measure.
Yeah, so because
You're
the
gonna tell
accuracy
it's right.
of what
Say that
Like those
25% accuracy.
25% accuracy,
Yeah.
is that
On
is
work
that
turned
challenging
in.
enough though, or is that a freebie for that?
I think it's
I think it's gonna be, for now, it's gonna be challenging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knowing that she's in like social,
And
emotional,
So
stuff.
50% of the work with 25% accuracy.
Yeah. Because right now I'm kind of doing hers off of completion because like I'm seeing her put the effort and I'm like, oh, okay, she really is trying, but the accuracy's not there, so maybe we can push that.
Yeah.
I'm getting that completion now
So,
from her, but I'm not getting the accuracy.
10 questions, she'll do half, and then four,
Should be
two
able to
of
get
them,
2 of those right.
are accurate, on point,
Yeah.
clear.
So they can only get that one right if it's accurate, not just because they tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing. Or at least that's what.
Or do we want to say
try.
do all the work and 50% accuracy? Nah, next time, no.
I think we need
I
to work
think
to
make that small step. But it might be a good idea to start saving some of that work
I have
that
it.
you're seeing interesting stuff to pass down in case there's a possible ORA situation.
How are you guys gonna, what are you gonna use for interventions?
Interventions.
Continue chunked work, sentence
I think,
frames.
yeah, it needs maybe some more fill in blanks or something.
Yeah. For like notation, fill in the blank notes.
So BT1 check for understanding.
So that's why in our
Okay.
CT1 we need
So you're gonna
more
continue,
ESL.
continue what you guys are doing with
Yeah.
your goal, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Continue the interventions you've already been doing
Yeah,
Just with the new.
with the target.
So now there's a
With a
target for
target
those
of-
interventions. Collecting data.
Yeah.
Yeah, start hanging on to data.
And then teacher names, who are the teachers of the students? Initials, names, or is it just the full, or there four years?
For the 4 up there. Okay, student D, referring teachers, Bratton, Farmer, Evelyn. We are missing math teacher on there, okay? So the student's strengths are friendly and liked by peers, enjoys talking with the teacher, and does not mind criticism and help. Likes writing and does good work. Champions, Bratton. We are looking at strictly coursework, their absences.
Yeah,
That was noted.
Yeah, lots of
that's the
absence.
problem.
Tardies, when they're here, they're getting to class. Absences are huge. Barely passing 2 of the cores, the other ones are in red. So, observations in the classroom. Bratton. Students' absence is affecting grade, does not ask for work and tries to avoid completing work. Has many missing assignments. Just observing the student, she prefers to copy the work of her stronger peers or needing teacher help examples than taking the risk of doing the work on her own. Farmer, absences have a tremendous effect. Have given her makeup work, but she does not turn it in. During the class, when she is here, she does not understand the materials.
She does.
Oh, she does. I'm sorry, she does
Yes.
understand the material. That's huge. Johnson avoids interacting with me when I try to build the connection. Always works hard in class, though. Open to feedback about writing. Makeup work is an issue. Evelyn, absences are a big problem. She works on work in class and does well despite not being here. She seeks makeup work, but I usually never see it come back. So underlying problem. Absences.
Absolutely.
Absences and getting work done.
Yeah, you look at her state scores and she shows, so I don't know what her attendance was at prior school, but you can see she's partially math. So in both.
And
work
I actually taught both her brothers. And that's the thing. The attendance is a consistent problem for them. And the one brother wasn't motivated. The older one, I got a letter of recommendation for him this year actually. He was motivated to get his work done. So there's something going on at home with parents because it's a consistent problem for all 3 of them.
Okay. So the interventions that have been done is peer partner in class, allowing to sit with peers that she's comfortable with to ensure some work. Folder for organization provided for class. Those are the only 2 interventions at this point. SEL findings, Ms. Lair?
She scored lowest in self social perspective taking and self-efficacy. So students with strong social perspective taking try to understand their teacher's thoughts and feelings, and then students with strong student D, is frustrated by something a teacher or peer does, ask her to put herself in their shoes. For instance, if I had a teacher's job, what would I be feeling or thinking? And then for social emotional, when the student has a hard task to do, ask them to think about another time that they did a great job on something, reflect on it, and then hold the accountability piece. The student is in a social emotional group that I'm leading, and she's great. So I don't really know. I've talked to her individually about anything, and there's.
In my advisory, when she does the cheese and she's familiar with and more motivated, no issue. She scores higher on those than one that not as familiar with.
She appears to be slightly depressed for that second period.
So as far as the interventions go, we're looking at the group
Yeah.
you're working with. So Miss Layer is the one in the intervention. My question to this is something that's happening outside? Is this something happening outside our ability to control?
I think that as far as the attendance issue, yes, but maybe there's I know I've never asked, maybe somebody can ask, either AM or PM tutoring, because on the days that we get her here, we should be able to try and push her to get that stuff done. Because in my class, she's very adamant, I need my missing work from when I was gone, and I give it to her, but then I don't ever get it back. So if we can get her into tutoring, then maybe she can get that done before going home, before distractions or whatever happens at home is happening. If there are, I don't know. But has anyone asked her if she would like to go tutoring? So I have.
So will there be a contract with us to go through the city?
We've talked about it, and she's told me that she can't.
So she's
very close. She doesn't share why, and I haven't pressed that because I feel like that's something that's not.
So I think some of it might, I was gonna say, bring it back to relationship too.
Yeah.
You see her, I'm always engaged with her. Yeah, because she without the pressure of the coursework.
And her demeanor is often very she seems low, or yes, but I have found that that's not actually indicative of how, at least that's not how she communicates that she's feeling. So I think it's just her demeanor comes across that way. So I don't want to say that across the board because maybe she is struggling with something, but that's wrong.
That's future.
So her main thing is attendance, so if we wanna look at these attendance tiers,
Yes.
where maybe we can start some weekly attendance monitoring, and maybe her goal should be attendance. See if she can, not yet.
Yeah, mom's really good at communicating. But it's just like, oh, she was sick or like
She
never.
maybe an enabler,
A little bit.
so maybe we can set up
I probably
something.
because her second older brother was such a bad attendance policy that they're not so worried about her because hers is better.
Because if we do the weekly attendance monitoring, then we can kind of maybe shoot for some sort of monthly attendance incentive.
Yes.
So maybe we can kind of see if there's something.
So we can do before and after school tutoring if we can get parental approval, and then the monthly attendance, or weekly actually, starting out
Weekly monitoring,
weekly monitoring,
monthly
and then monthly
incentive.
incentives.
So if mom responds and says that's what she asks, because maybe the student doesn't want to stay for tutoring, and that's why it's been a no, I can't.
make it mandatory.
Yeah, we can maybe ask the parent and be like, hey.
Okay, so for
Well,
morning
SMART
math,
goal.
Yeah, the SMART goal, I think, should be an attendance one, shouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So could it be like 80% of the time?
Or like 2 consecutive weeks without missing any school. Maybe trying to hit her a goal of that, 2 weeks, consistent.
she's missed 14 days, so is 100% attendance feasible?
She's missing
No, that's why I said 80%.
Well,
Well, 80% over what, a month, or?
14
divided by periods.
Yeah.
By eight.
So,
Seven.
16, a little over 16 days.
Yeah, 16 days.
Wow.
She's likely on the radar for tracking anyway. But there's more that we can still attempt to do with these other things. So how
And I was looking at the coursework ones, and thinking like if she's having a hard time just saying, getting work in, maybe she needs some coursework stuff too to help cover the gaps.
That's kind of where the tutoring will come in.
Yeah, that's-
Not here.
Yeah.
Tutoring will work on the coursework.
Yeah.
But the goal should be an attendance goal.
Okay.
Because if she's here.
Again, we need to address is it something we
I
can
think it's
influence or not?
hard if it's her decision not to come to school or if it's a home decision.
That's
Like,
fine.
maybe
That's
like talk yeah. So it's hard to make an attendance goal based off that, because I want to say that like, hey, you're here for,
I think if we start at 80%, maybe over the month. For the month.
Okay. That's easy. That's a good starting point.
yeah, 80% of the month.
And then figure out what sort of incentive she would like. I mean, I'll buy donuts if that helps well get her to school.
Or she
I
could
don't
get
know
one
where
if
she's
she's
not motivated.
You could give her an excused assignment pass.
Oh, it's our 140.
Yeah, so you get
Okay.
We're at
Did you get that?
140.
Yeah, so we need names on some of this stuff. So nudge letter, that's an obvious thing. That's going to be Robin. Monthly attendance incentives. Do you guys want to work in the classroom on that, or do you want to?
Yeah, we're just gotta work with what
Big classroom.
would be incentive.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what will work for her first.
Okay, so under layer for you under the BT2 again, it's wrong category, but it's for the regular attendance meetings. Can you address the attendance issues, but as well as motivators?
Yes.
So we can figure that part out. After school and before school tutoring, who wants to reach out to see if that's going to be an option?
I can, because I have a relationship with mom. I should have called her years ago, but you know how things fall off.
Okay.
And then this principal of pastries, I'm going to wait on, I'll put my name on it, but I want to find out the motivators before we go down that road as an intervention. I'll still put my name on it because I may have a principal meeting with her anyway, just to see if I can drag something up or two. Okay, and then SMART goal wise, student will attend school 80% of the time between now and the next follow-up date. What is the next follow-up date for this one?
We'll have to be semester.
January.
Do you want to address it sooner?
Well, we'll address it, but as far as the 80% of school, like,
14.
we should start that first month, you know.
Yeah.
Start addressing it.
We would have to do the end of
First 2
January.
weeks.
So I'll call and we'll figure out what's going on before we pull in the SMART goal.
So the 14th is our first EWI meeting next semester.
January 14th.
January 14th.
So we could do like a follow-up half, part, like follow-up point 1, follow-up point 2.
Well, and if we do the 14th, that's only going to give 4 days of
Yeah.
school, or so 21st.
21.
But that would be interesting to give her the 4 days of school, but Chad had also let us look at what she's done since now, this week and next week.
This week and next week.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah.
the 14th.
And
Yeah,
then we
that's what I was thinking.
keep her on, get her on a good track at the beginning,
Yes.
not lose her. She's just
Do we have a
not.
follow-up date for student C?
Right, so we have to come back up, I just thought of the same thing. So student C, 50% of the work, 25% of the accuracy. When do you want to follow up on that
We
one?
could do the same thing,
Still do
yeah,
14.
yes.
Let's just revive, make sure we get all of them. We don't have a follow-up on B either.
It's hard to tell because we don't know what the other follow-ups we stacked on top of it. So I don't want
None of them are set up for January. All
to. Okay. Okay.
They're all for next week. This week.
The 14th would be a good one.
14th for that. And then,
This week.
This would be a good time to be like, how did they finish the last quarter? Where do we go now?
Yes.
and then via student A, it's constant follow-ups for me, but for a team, you guys want to do. We can give him
Let's push them
2
out.
weeks, 3 weeks into January.
Yeah, let's push them to
21st.
Yeah.
Okay. As per usual, and I'll push it on to you guys. Feedback for each other, how this went well, what are the things we want to improve on for next time?
I think the biggest thing this list was very.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yes.
great.
Okay.
And what we do need though to add is a little bit more ESL support. That's what I was wondering about that too. Yeah, and like mostly coursework in the CT1 and CT. Yeah, mostly CT1.
And I think that one thing that we can add to our process too is I was going to revise this so there were no blanks, but I think keeping blanks and having a scribe, so Bratton as a scribe. If we come up with new stuff, scribe on this, give me the copy, and I can add it after the fact. And then we can have it updated constantly. Good. Any other feedback?
Excellent
Things we
job.
need to improve?
Everybody had input, nobody lost any input on the WI, so it was nice to be able to roll
I
right
tried to
in.
scroll over once, but
So that was very nice
I
to
want to
see.
take full ownership of you guys' stuff because I figured out the problem. I have a folder on my desktop for this, so if I open this document on that folder while you guys are entering online, and I save my folder one, it deletes everything.
Oh,
Thanks,
Yeah.
Vic.
Please
That's
take
all.
ownership.
We like free coffee.
Can I get like a free
Lunch.
off?
So we know now, I only work online now, so.
No, you're just gonna pay for my next order from.
Yeah, right.
I think the only thing I'd like to see if we could figure a way to get through these a little quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't get the new ones, we didn't get the student E, so we need to push him back. But I don't know, but then I don't wanna rush them on their first run, because we need to be thorough and accurate. So, that's something to consider.
Maybe when we know we have this many new, we
Give it a little time.
Maybe, and I think one of the unique things on this one too is we had a lot of coursework only students this
Yeah,
time.
it's all course.
And when I look at the resource map for the coursework, I think we stumbled a little bit on finding interventions for what to do. That resource map is up much like our behavior one is.
Right.
With the behavior and coursework kids, we were quick to the interventions. And I think we have to, I'll address that with the coursework team and discuss that with them, see if we could.
The coursework students propose their own problem is that all of us are trying tier 1 interventions.
Yeah.
And so
And
we're kind of up against a wall at that point because we're doing those interventions. So coming into this, it's like, well, we're doing all these on the list. Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
So that's that uniqueness of having the academic side.
Teaching students are students.
Yeah.
they're not students.
My feedback for you guys, I mean, it was amazing. Your stuff was all updated quick this time. I will ask feedback from you guys. I